what I've got here, this is a document, 150 odd pages of a document that was put together by Jane Burgermeister, and it is the, as you can see, it's the original document of the criminal charges concerning the bioterrorism acts and the mass murder and the mass genocide attempt by the World Health Organization and by the United Nations. Now, I just want to tell you this. This is the unthinkable. This is something that nobody's going to believe you. They're not going to believe me. I want to tell you, I'm sane, and I'm not a suicidalist. I'm not a cuckoo. This is real. They've kept it silent away from you for a long time. If you recall, you weren't allowed to talk about the New World Order for years. What was the New World Order? It was a conspiracy. Engineering, remaking the swine flu virus. It is made in a test tube, and we've got proof here, and Jane Burgermeister has done a very thorough job in showing the world that there is World Health activities, World Health Organization's activities. They are the people that has actually funded and made the swine flu virus, which they are going to release on society so that they can have a pretext to stick a needle in your arm and make it compulsory that you take their vaccination. Now, if you don't take that vaccination, they've set the laws, President Bush has set the laws so that, one, you can't sue them for any damages, and two, they've set the laws so that if they want to, they can take away your property. Now, all the people in America think that they've kept their guns to protect themselves. Well, sadly, they better realise that their organisation, their president, their whole administration has made this so that it will be a felony to say no to the vaccination of flu, and then they can walk in and take their property, let alone take their guns. Now, as you've seen, I just put that in the envelope. That goes to Prime Minister Rudd. Box 476, Morningside, Queensland. And this one here, I'll put that in there. I've got one here for Malcolm Turnbull, Edgecliff. I'll put one in there, and we'll make sure that the leaders of this country in Australia understand that they have been in bed with the biggest criminals, the biggest terrorists in the world, under the pretense of being good leaders, good people. Now this one, I'm sending it to Robert McClellan MP, Hurstville. Why? Because he's the Attorney General. So we've got the Prime Minister, the Leader of the Opposition, and the Attorney General. They have this file of Jane Burgermeister's criminal charges against the World Health Organization, against the United Nations, against President Obama, and against all of the head people in charge of the Health Department. So that goes, and here we are on the 6th of July. They'll have this by the 8th of July. So let's wait and see whether they react to this positively and mainly put a stop to the chemtrails in our skies, which we now have proven they are dumping viruses on us, and they are dumping contaminants which are diminishing our immune systems, causing people to get the virus. We want the chemtrails to be stopped, and we want to make sure that this government, and we put the demands there, we want to make sure that this government and our state governments make sure that they will not force people with mandatory vaccinations for any flu virus, which is unsafe, untested. 4,000 people have died overseas with it already, and more people are going to die here. It is a bioweapon to kill. It is not an injection of a vaccination to heal you. Now, just who are these people that are listed in as defendants against this bioterrorism act, an attempted mass genocide, an attempted mass murder? Who are these people? Well, here's one of them that was mentioned, David Rockefeller, and you can see he was born on June 12, 1915. He's an American banker, statesman, globalist. He's the current patriarch of the Rockefeller family and youngest and only surviving child of John D. Rockefeller Jr. He's a billionaire, David D. Rothschild. And as you can see there on the screen, he's born on December 15, 1942 in New York City. He's a banker and a member of the prominent Rothschild banking family of France. David D. Rothschild was born in the United States as a result of his parents having to escape the Nazis during the German occupation of France in World War II. A fellow by the name of Werner Faymann, born 4th of May 1960, is the Austrian politician. He's the current Chancellor of Austria. From 1985 to 1988, Faymann was a consultant at the bank. Alois Stoger. Alois Stoger, born September 3, 1960. He's the Austrian politician since December 2008, and he is now the health minister. George Sarris, he's a Hungarian, born August 12, 1930 in Budapest, Hungary. And his name then was Gorgi Schwartz. He's an American currency speculator, stock investor, businessman, philanthropist and political activist. He's called a bird flu expert. He'd be a bird flu expert because they were making the bird flu. His name is David Nabarro. And there's the information on David Nabarro. Born in 1949, works as the Senior United Nations System Coordinator for Avian and Human Influenza at the United Nations headquarters in New York, called Margaret Chan Fun Fu Chun. She's got an OBE. She's a JP. She was born in 1947 in Hong Kong. She was endorsed by a special meeting of the World Health Assembly. Now there's the person that also will be giving instructions to FEMA and the army and the forces to round up the poor people, force them to have an injection, and when they say no, confiscate their property and take their guns away. Now here's the other person that has been charged with the attempted bioterrorism mass murder and mass genocide, and her name is Janet Napolitano. She's born on the 29th of November 1957. She's a third United States Secretary of Homeland Security. And she was named by Time as one of the top governors in 2005. Very popular lady. And also, she was designated by then President-elect Barak Obama to be his Secretary of Homeland Security. So there's the other person that's going to tell the forces, the security forces, the FEMA organisation, to round up the people, stick a needle in them, and when they say no, put them in detention camps, lock them up, take their property away from them, remove them from their homes, and take their guns away from them. There's the person that's going to issue the orders also. We have another person here now, and you know who this is. And he's implicated with all of these people, the President of the United States, Barack Obama. Another person that was recommended by Barack Obama and also by the whole of this administration, Kathleen Sebelius. And there she is on your screen, and as you can see, she's the 21st Secretary of the HHS. This is a position that was seconded by the World Health Organization. She's the 21st Secretary of the Health and Human Services. She was the second female governor of Kansas from 2003 to 2009. And note this, her husband, Gary Sibelius, he's a federal magistrate judge. Now, all of these charges which have been laid against these people realise that they pay the wages of judges. The judicial system are under all of their control. Now, I don't know where this is going to lead, but I know one thing's for sure. Millions and millions and millions of people are now realising that these people that we thought were honest people of integrity and honest people to look after you people and give you good governance, you've now realised that they are the worst terrorists that ever walked the earth.